turn-based combat in RPGs. Many gamers hear it and instantly tune out. But before you switch off, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 might be the most engaging turn-based RPG I have ever played. I've spent time with an early section of the game, diving into its gripping dark story, growing attached to its believable characters, and trying to master Sandfall Interactive's absurdly addictive turn-based combat. Combat so good, it might just be the perfect entry point for those who'd normally skip the genre. So here's the question: should you be excited for Clair Obscur Expedition 33? Let me help you find out.
Expeditioners, we do not take for granted that you dedicate your final year of life to keeping hope alive for all of Lumiere.
First, we need to talk about the story. A dark, gripping narrative so compelling it's already been picked up for a live-action film. After experiencing 3 hours of it myself, it's easy to see why. Far beyond the city of Lumiere, at the heart of this fantasy Belle Epoque France, stands the Paintress, a towering spectre who brands a number upon her monolith, a figure that dwindles year by year with harrowing consequence. With just a few strokes of a brush, everyone whose age matches the number on the monolith simply vanishes. To be blunt, they're Thanos snapped from existence. Resigned to fate, Lumiere's doomed spend their final year of life joining expeditions to end painted death for good. By the time we join Expedition 33, however, at least 50 teams have tried and failed to reach the Paintress. A grim reality to face, knowing I turned 33 this month and wouldn't be around for the full game's release on April 24th. There is something so utterly heartbreaking about this setup, the way painted death claims life so peacefully. There's no clear good versus evil, just an overwhelming sense of helplessness in the face of time itself.
Learn from the ones who came before.
And lay the trail for the ones who come after.
I won't spoil the grim fate awaiting most of Expedition 33, partly because I didn't play through it myself. Instead, I watched a short The Story So Far trailer that led me to Gustav, the first of 3 playable protagonists, unconscious, bloodied, and oddly reminiscent of Arpats, waking up alone in search of allies to continue the mission. From the start, it's clear this is a mature story, steeped in pain and tragedy, as well as countless bodies. That darkness feels even heavier against Clair Obscur's breathtaking painterly world. It's easy to get distracted in this game, absorbing everything from an impressionist Eiffel Tower to vibrant deep-sea minefields and grand manors adorned with Art Deco flourishes. Suited up in expedition uniforms which boast all the hallmarks of 2015's The Order 1886, Gustav and his time-sensitive companions Lune and Maëlle are just as compelling to connect with. Voiced by an all-star cast including Daredevil's Charlie Cox, Baldur's Gate 3's Jennifer English, and Sandman's Kirsty Ryder, their performances and motives felt authentic and worth investing in throughout the 3 hours I played. But in a genre where plot armor is often easy to spot, Expedition 33 finds ways to make its world feel dangerous, even if you know the main cast will endure. It doesn't shy away from loss. Nameless expeditioners still meet brutal ends, but what really sells the brutality of battle is how it lingers. The lower your HP, the more blood, dirt, and bruises cover your allies, a subtle yet effective reminder that survival comes at a cost. Now, before diving into combat, I want to touch on something that caught me by surprise, and that's traversal. Exploring multiple biomes, each drenched in its own distinct beauty, I was struck more by how movement itself played a meaningful role in tracking down enemies, hoarding loot, and discovering expedition flags from past years, that essentially these serve as bonfires to rest and level up. For starters, I have to agree with Sandfall Interactive's creative director Guillaume Broche. Grappling hooks do make games better. Zipping around the world feels surprisingly fluid and enjoyable, with an impressive sense of scale. Then there's the world map, a visual masterstroke shrinking your party into these charming tabletop-style miniatures just wandering across a Belle Epoque landscape. From here, you can set up camps to bond with allies, listen to music, write in your journal, and likely much more that I didn't get to experience in this preview. Whilst platforming is mostly a highlight for me, the climbing mechanics feel clunky compared to the dynamism of everything else. That said, one traversal feature I'm grateful for is the ability to land a preemptive strike on enemies before battle, something Atlas introduced me to in Metaphor ReFantasio, and is a welcome addition to Expedition 33. Turn-based combat often suffers from repetition. Press a few buttons here, wait a while, and then repeat. It's not ideal when we're investing hours into massive RPGs, but Clair Obscur Expedition 33 avoids that pitfall entirely, injecting agency and depth into every aspect of its flashy combat, making it feel like it's always your turn. What makes the gameplay loop so addictive beyond its slick, ink-splash battle menus and screen-shaking attacks is surprisingly simple. After attacking, you also have to defend. There's no switching off. This is a game that rewards those who study their enemies, learn their strengths, weaknesses, and attack patterns, and time button presses for additional bonuses. Most attacks can easily be dodged with the right timing, even jumped over if prompted, but the real thrill comes from parrying. Perfect the timing and you won't just block, you'll counter with an attack of your own, leading to plenty of satisfying set-piece moments. In turn-based scraps, a reactive attack and defense system isn't anything new. Games like Lost Odyssey and recent titles like Mario & Luigi Brothership and Sea of Stars also challenge players to time their button presses, turning survival into a rhythmic dance with foes. But Clair Obscur Expedition 33 goes even further, layering these addictive mechanics with unique character traits, skill trees, and weapon proficiencies, allowing players the freedom to diversify their party through leveling and skill points. Take Gustav's bionic arm as a prime example of the layered combat. Every hit he lands builds his unique overcharge ability. Attack too soon and you'll still land a blow, but wait for a full charge and the impact is far greater. Then there's Mael's battle stances, reminiscent of classic attack and defense formations. Set her in an offensive stance, and her next strike hits harder, but she'll be left more vulnerable in return. Rounding out the trio is Lune and her use of stains. Think elemental buffs like fire, electric, and ice. Lune can collect up to 4 at a time, and when paired with abilities that consume them, she gains powerful attack bonuses. So, when you're not reacting to satisfying quick-time events mid-battle, you're managing layered strategies for each character. And that's without even touching on the free aiming sidearms, letting you target agile enemies or pinpoint weak points in real time. This reactive combat system is, simply put, one of the most engaging shakeups to the turn-based RPG genre. Even more impressive is Sandfall Interactive has pulled it off on its first try. Yes, this is the French developer's debut game, and it's a banger. In my playthrough, I boosted Gustav's agility to make him a nimble support character, tuned Lune into an offensive tour de force, and countered Mael's vulnerability by stacking her vitality, keeping her relentlessly on the attack. I didn't find the timing too easy or too punishing, but some enemies will absolutely require leveling up if you want to stand a chance. The cool part to all of this is if you can master the quick time events, then you can theoretically pull off a no-hit run, which I might have to try that. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 has the potential to be a massive win for Xbox Game Pass, and more importantly, it could draw in players beyond the usual turn-based RPG crowd. If Sandfall Interactive sticks the landing on its ambitious combat evolution and delivers on its strong narrative, this could be something special. But that's just my take, and I'd love to hear yours. Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching my first video on Game Friend. If you enjoyed it, consider dropping a like, and if you want to see more, then hit that subscribe button. And all there's left to say is bye-bye for now. Cheerio!
We're not dead yet.